Hello students, welcome back to our session. Today we are going to learn about degree of comparison. Let's take a look at these sentences. The blue car is faster than the red one. This is the sweetest ice cream I have ever had. Did you notice something? The first sentence states that the blue car is faster than the red one. The second states that the ice cream is the sweetest ice cream the subject has ever had. Thus, the word faster and the sweetest tells us how fast the car is and how sweet the ice cream is. It is comparing one car to another and one ice cream to dozens. This comparison is called degree of comparison in English grammar. What is degree of comparison exactly? Well,
degrees of comparison is a comparison of adjectives when they change their forms to show the comparison between two or more different things such as a person or objects. There are 3 degrees of comparison:
positive degree of comparison, comparative degree of comparison, and superlative degree of comparison. Positive degree of comparison. The positive degree of comparison is the simplest form of an adjective. Here, the adjective is used in their basic forms like long, bright, and old. Let's look at sentence examples. Alok is as tall as his father. Here in this sentence, Alok is tall just like his father. The adjective didn't change form. Thus, this is the positive degree of comparison. A positive degree of comparison talks only of that particular person, place, or thing. Comparative degree of comparison. The comparative degree of comparison is used to name a comparison of two people or two things. The word than or more is used in a comparative degree of comparison. For example, Salil is taller than his brother. Here in this sentence, Salil is compared to his brother in height. He is taller than his brother. The adjective tall has become taller. Thus, this is comparative degree of comparison. The Indian Ocean is massive, but not more than the Atlantic, which is more massive in size. Here in this sentence, the Indian Ocean is being compared to the Atlantic Ocean. As the Atlantic Ocean is larger in size, the adjective massive has changed into more massive. Thus, this is another form of comparative degree with the usage of the word more. Superlative degree of comparison. The superlative degree of comparison is the highest degree of comparison in adjectives. A superlative degree is used to compare one thing with all other things, like a person or two other things. For example, Anil is the tallest boy in the class. Here in this sentence, Anil is compared with the rest of the class in their height. He is clearly the tallest. Here, the adjective has become tallest. This is a superlative degree of adjective. In the superlative degree of comparison, we also use the word most to show the highest degree of comparison. For example, Rahul is nervous about the marathon, but Ram is more nervous than Rahul. However, Alok is the most nervous about the marathon in the entire class. Here, the word most nervous is the superlative degree of comparison. Here are more examples of each degree. Positive degree, sweet, comparative, sweeter. Superlative, sweetest. Positive, tall, comparative, taller, superlative, tallest. Positive, kind, comparative, kinder, superlative, kindest. Positive, grand, comparative, grander, superlative, grandest. Positive, wide, comparative, wider, widest is the superlative one. Now let's look at the word formation. Word formation of comparative degree by adding the word er. When bright is positive, comparative becomes brighter. Bold in positive becomes bolder in comparative. Near in positive becomes nearer in comparative. Word formation in superlative degree by adding the word est. Positive bright, comparative brighter, superlative brightest. Positive bold, comparative bolder, superlative boldest. Positive near, comparative nearer, superlative nearest. Word formation of comparative and superlative with the positive degree ending in e. Positive fine, comparative finer, superlative becomes finest. Positive humble in comparative becomes humbler, superlative is humblest. In this word formation, the letter R and st is added to transform the positive degree into comparative and superlative degree. Word formation of comparative and superlative degree with the positive degree ending in y. HAPPY becomes HAPPIER in comparative and HAPPIEST in superlative. DRY dry in positive becomes DRIER in comparative and DIREST becomes in superlative.
In this word formation, the positive degree word ending in y is changed into a comparative and superlative degree by changing the letter y into I, adding to the letter ER or EST respectively.
Word formation of comparative and superlative degree with the positive degree ending with a consonant C and D extra. Positive red, comparative redder, superlative reddest. Positive thin, comparative thinner, superlative thinnest. In this word formation, the positive degree ending with a consonant letter is changed into a comparative and superlative degree by doubling the consonant letter such as D, doubling DD, followed by ER and EST. Note, remember the consonant letter doubles up because there is a vowel sound that comes before the consonant, such as red. Word formation of comparative and superlative degrees with a positive degree adjective having two syllables, two different sounds. Positive degree elegant, comparative more elegant, superlative most elegant. Positive active, comparative more active, superlative most active. When the positive degree of two syllable, two different sound, there are no changes to the letter other than adding the word more for the comparative degree and most for the superlative degree. Now let us look into the irregular forms of comparison. What are irregular forms of comparison? Well,
irregular forms of comparison are positive degrees, adjective words, that are changed entirely when they are converted into comparative or superlative degree.
For example, Riya is a good chess player in the class, but Shalini plays better than Riya. However, Vidya is the best chess player in the entire school. Here we can see that the word could did not change into forms we have seen before, and that's because they are irregular forms of comparison. Here are more examples of irregular forms of comparison. Positive bad, comparative worst, superlative worst. Positive much, comparative more, superlative most. Lastly, let us look into the example of degrees in a sentence. Positive, this dress is pretty. The sun is bright. He is smart. Comparative degree, my shirt is redder than yours. Geeta has become kinder now. Coconut water is healthier than packed juice. Superlative degree, Anjali's family is the wealthiest family in town. I had the best pizza yesterday. The Nile is the longest river in the entire world. Hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you.